everyone, I'm Savannah and this is Uniscent. We are all about fragrances. We do fragrance reviews, hauls, comparisons, collections, niche, designer, and Middle Eastern fragrances. Today I'll be reviewing a viral fragrance from Lataffa, Teriaq. I've been sitting on this fragrance for quite a while now and I've finally gotten around to reviewing it, so I'm very excited to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and turn post notifications on. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's take a look at the packaging. I love the packaging for this fragrance. I think it's really elegant and classy. I love the box. It's quite a nice solid box and I like how it's been put together. I don't know. I just like this box. And then it opens up to the fragrance, which I love this fragrance bottle. So that's the fragrance. And I love this bottle. I think it's really a cool design. I like the snake on it. I like the color. I just like how it looks. And basically, I love everything about this fragrance. So if we look at the notes, in the top, we have caramel, bitter almond, apricot, and pink pepper. In the mid, there is honey, rhubarb, white flowers, and rose. And in the base, there's leather, vanilla, musk, vetiver, and labdanum. So we have quite a few fragrance notes going on in this fragrance. So I think when I first read these fragrance notes, I already thought to myself, this is quite a complex fragrance. So I was very excited to, get into what it smells like. So this is definitely a feminine fragrance. And for me, it was love at first sniff, 100%. It didn't have to macerate at all. And I sprayed it out. And as it sprayed on my skin, I fell in love with it. So I'm really happy that it didn't have to macerate at all, because a lot of my Middle Eastern fragrances have to macerate for quite a while before they become as good as they get. So it does get better over time, but even when I first received the fragrance, it literally smelt amazing. So I will forever have this fragrance in my collection because it's quickly become one of my favorite scents in my whole collection. And it's become my favorite Middle Eastern scent in my collection. And I have quite a few Middle Eastern fragrances, so that's quite a big feat. I would say that this is not a juvenile scent. It's definitely an adult scent. It's quite sexy and sultry, so I wouldn't say it's suitable for teenagers. There's a slight freshness in the opening from the apricot, and the apricot is quite strong throughout the fragrance. It's a nice sweet note that comes in, and there's a little bit of fruitiness to it as well because of the apricots. To my nose, the caramel is the main note of this fragrance, but there is a slight spiciness as well, which is obviously coming from the pink pepper. And I definitely recommend this fragrance to basically anyone. It's definitely blind buy safe if you like sweet gourmand fragrances, because this is definitely a gourmand fragrance. And it's an absolute masterpiece. I've also found that this fragrance is a massive compliment getter. Every time I wear this fragrance, literally every time I wear this fragrance, I get compliments. And not one compliment, but multiple. From different people, from random strangers. Literally every single time I wear this fragrance. So you can guarantee that you will get compliments when you wear this fragrance. The performance on this fragrance is also amazing. It has excellent longevity. It lasts forever. And it projects like an absolute beast. You get a really nice scent bubble and you get a really nice sillage as well. So I think this fragrance is a year-round fragrance, what at least is for me. I will wear this fragrance whenever. I don't care when, but I will wear this fragrance throughout the year. So I do think that it works throughout the year. It's not overly sweet. It's not sickly sweet. I don't think it will get cloying other than in a gym setting. Even though this fragrance is sexy, it's still a pretty scent. So it's quite an interesting concept because it's very sexy, but it also comes off as very pretty. And I think that this fragrance also works in the workplace because obviously it has that pretty aspect. So I think that's what gives it that ability to work well in a work setting. I think it's a versatile scent overall. I think it's quite versatile. It literally just doesn't work in the gym just because it gets a little bit too heady and a little bit too sweet in the gym where it's hot and sweaty and, you know, that kind of overpowering because it's also such a strong scent. I think it would be too much in the gym. But you can definitely dress this fragrance up or dress it down. Either way, it will work. You can go on really fancy dates with it, or you can wear it going to brunch with your girlfriends. So what I imagine when I smell this fragrance is a tall woman wearing a tight red dress with red lips, black heels, and a smoky eye. Obviously at night, and going on an intimate date with their partner. That is what I picture, just because it is so sexy and sultry. So I know it's been compared to Le Bel from Jean Paul Gaultier or JPG. I don't think that it is the same as Le Bel. I think it's its own scent. I think it's an original, and I think it's been made exceptionally well, and it's just a phenomenal scent. So they're not similar at all in the opening. They're very different in the opening. I see how they are part of the same scent family, but they are not the same scent. Where JPG has pear in it and Teriaq has apricot in it, and it's a very apricot fragrance. So those two smells are quite different as well. JPG is also quite a bit sweeter in the dry down. And there's no caramel in the JPG, where caramel is basically the main note in Teriaq. So there's just like key elements to Teriaq that don't link up with JPG. So I think they're separate scents. Personally, I think that Teriaq is much more complex and a deeper of a scent. I was actually contemplating initially, I was contemplating not getting this fragrance because I'd heard that it was the same as JPG Le Bel or a dupe of JPG Le Bel. I contemplated not getting this scent just because I already have the original, so I didn't want to get a duplicate of the same scent and it would just kind of be redundant. But in the end, I gave in to the hype and I bought this fragrance and I fell head over heels in love with it. So I'm so happy I got it. It's been really, really well made and it's super well balanced. For me, it's absolutely a masterpiece and I'm absolutely in love with this fragrance. So I highly, highly recommend it. It is blind buy safe and I think most people will enjoy it. There may be the odd few that don't, but I think majority of the people will enjoy it. I think it's quite mass pleasing, but overall, I think it's an absolute must have in your collection. So that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please click that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And let me know your thoughts on this fragrance. I'd really like to hear from you guys. I know there is Teriaq Intense, which has come out in most places, but it has not come out. It has not been released in South Africa yet. So unfortunately, I have to wait patiently until it arrives. But as soon as it does, I will get my hands on it ASAP and I'll review it for you guys. So don't worry, it will come. It's just South Africa is a little bit slow to receive new releases from most places. So unfortunately, that's a South Africa problem, but I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I've heard really great things about it, so I'm very excited to get that one and do a review for you guys. But I'll see you soon. Bye!